As clay in the potter's hand, so are you in my hands. Jeremiah chapter 18, verse 6. It seems to be a pattern with God that He almost always calls and ordains the most unworthy, the most unlikely, the most incapable, and the most insignificant to be His instruments. He says in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, "My strength is made perfect in weakness." A moment's look at the people He chose will prove this without doubt. Matthew was a tax collector, hated by his own people. Thomas doubted Jesus' resurrection. Judas betrayed Jesus. Peter, the prince of the apostles, denied Jesus 3 times. Paul dragged the Christians from their homes and persecuted them. All of the apostles, except one, abandoned Jesus when he was arrested and crucified. Looking to the Old Testament, we see Jacob the deceiver, Moses the murderer, David the adulterer, Solomon the womanizer and idolater. Today's gospel exposes the weakness in the apostles James and John. They come asking Jesus for the privilege of sitting at His right and His left in His kingdom. After witnessing the powerful miracles that Jesus did and seeing that large crowds were following Him and wanted to make Him king, they astutely tried to obtain for themselves positions as rulers alongside Jesus in His new kingdom. They were ambitious, but Jesus, knowing their greed and hunger for power, this weakness within James and John, yet does not reject them, nor does He revoke His call for them to be His apostles. Rather, He transforms them with His grace. He teaches them the way of humility through the cross. Without exception, every single person that God called had their defects, flaws, and weaknesses. He chose them to be His vessels of grace, even though the vessels were fragile and made of clay. He does not throw away what is broken. He mends them, reshapes, and molds them. Like a master craftsman, He turns broken pieces of clay into glorious sculptures. We later find the same Apostle John, who was ambitious to be the first among the apostles, waiting in humility for Saint Peter to enter the tomb of Jesus first, even though he had reached before Peter. A transformation had taken place. Dear brothers and sisters, God wishes to do the same with you and me. In Luke chapter 1 verse 37 we read, "Nothing is impossible with God." Jesus triumphantly entered into Jerusalem on a donkey, not on a well-bred horse or a decorated chariot. 2,000 years later, today, He still looks for insignificant donkeys like me and you to carry Him to the ends of the earth. All you need to say is yes. As clay in the potter's hand, so are you in His hands.